Hi, how are you today? My name is Samuel Ivanda, and I'm always humbled to come and share insights that I can help you on your CPA journey or accounting journey. For those that know me, I'm a tutor of Certified Public Accountants Qualification, and one of the papers that I do handle is Management Decision and Control. So, today I just want to come and share with you. I know that this paper is called different other names. I think for ACCA, maybe this is called performance management. But also, we have our friends that call this cost and management. I know for CPA, basically, cost and management is a lower paper. And one of the things that I want to say is that management decision and control uh, derives concepts from the cost and management accounting paper, as well as some concepts, especially from quantitative techniques and from cost and management accounting. We have various things through the CVP analysis, different other topics around pricing and so on, cost, how to determine the cost and so on, and of course for when it comes to quantitative techniques, we have also other topics like linear programming that we're able to draw. So there, we just want to speak about how to pass this so-called management decision and control. I know that for some people, this is a paper that is becomes a headache, and even for you who is doing it for the very first time, you must have had people speaking about this paper specifically. But one of the things that I want to really comment about this paper, especially if you're preparing for an exam for this paper specifically, there are certain things that you need to do, you need to be doing, especially at a time like this. And one of the things that I want to tell you is that this paper, because of how it is structured, of course, it has the compulsory question, and then you're required to do to choose at least some questions also in the other section. So for you to be able to know that I'm going to pass this paper, you need to extensively go through the syllabus and cover nearly all the topics, because section A is requiring you to do to do a question that has over 40 marks, and here the examiner combines several topics into one. They can bring CVP analysis, bring ABC, they can add in linear programming or inventory management and so on within all that. So for somebody to stand out and really have that confidence to know that I'm going to pass this paper, you need to acquaint yourself by going through nearly all the topics and know that I understand these topics in depth. Now, what is different from other papers is that the management decision and control paper is not just a theoretical. It's not just a theoretical paper, but it's a paper that also has calculations in it, and the calculations and theory are embedded all together. I know that the calculations are more than the theoretical element, but for you to do the calculations, definitely you need to know the theoretical part of it. And one of the other aspects that also, especially in differentiating it from cost and management accounting, and also differentiating it from quantitative techniques, although they are related, is that this paper requires you to provide management with what, in terms of your answers, are not, you're not just calculating and presenting your answers, but management has to make decisions out of your answers. So you're recommending to management, you're advising management. Even when you look at some of the questions that they made bring, they'll ask you questions that are to do with advise management on ABCD, advise management on let's say on which product to either drop, advise management on whether they should take on that new contract. So there's more of advising. So you calculating is there, but you need to be able to use those calculations to be able to advise management. Now, that is very, very, very key. So you need to understand the dynamics of the paper, but also it's, of course, it's a heavy paper in terms of if you look at question A, because the first question in section A, it's a question that is comprehensive. It's a case study, and you need to take a lot of your time, especially in going through this case study, to conceptualize and pick out the key information that is actually relevant to your solution. Because sometimes the examiner can give you information that's not relevant, but you is able to, when you're going through the question, it's able to tell you what information will be actually relevant. As even you look at, because you go through the question, the case study, and look at the questions below, they can be able to give you, you can be able to understand what exactly the examiner is looking out for, and from that you can be able to make a decision in regards to let's say what model are you going to use. Because even when the examiner brings you information, like several like information, maybe about maybe costs, I give you cost drivers and so on, they may not tell you to use ABC. But you as a student who has gone through this management decision control class, you used to understand, if been given maybe costs and cost drivers, and then I have to be able to allocate this cost across the different products, then ABC will be the most appropriate here to use. So it's very important to be able to also make those kind of judgment and that kind of decision to know which kind of topic to use. And you can only know this if you practicing some of the past paper questions, because when you practice some of the past paper questions, you get into the mind of the examiner and you're able to know how the examiner can examine each of the topics. And this is not only just for MDC, for all the papers, you need to be able to get down to the past paper questions to learn and see how does the examiner examine this and practice. Because it being a 3 hours paper, like any other paper, this information is a lot to conceptualize. So if you're just getting to the exam and you're going to see questions for the very first time, then I want to tell you that it's going to take you a lot of time to conceptualize these things. And the examiner may just tell you you have 1 hour to go and you've only done two numbers. So what am I saying? I'm saying that as you go through your notes, as you understand the different topics, CVP, division, performance measurement, linear programming, cost control, maybe cost management, accounting techniques, things to do with cost estimation, decision making in uncertain situations, all the topics that are within the syllabus. Ensure that you get down to look for similar questions, like questions that have been examined before on those topics, so that you can be able to build your understanding of how the examiner could approach the exam. And at the end of the day, once you have done that and practiced several questions, then you'll be able, whenever the examiner throws to you a question, then you can be able to pick ideas and be able to okay, say this question, this is how it was approached last time. For my class, especially for the students that I'm taking through at this paper, we're trying to see that for every topic we do at least more than we do several questions, so that we can be able to have some confidence within the students. So that we know that at least for linear programming, we've done a number on, or simplex, we've done a number on graphical method. If it's CVP, we've done for a number on different ways of how they examine. And this is just leveraging on the past paper questions. And from these questions, definitely the examiner will be able to just change a few things and bring you the question. So it's very important that you also don't just read the notes, but you take on that. But also make sure that you are well acquainted with the materials in terms of notes. You're going through the notes in depth, because it's very important for you to be able to understand those concepts, not just attend the class and just cover the book, but to go through the concepts and understand them in depth and see how you can easily apply, because these are concepts, these are techniques. Management decision and control is embedded with techniques, a lot of techniques to really learn, things to do with the return on investments, which return on capital employed, which will be so much in the topic of performance measurement. So and so on, different topics, linear programming, many topics in there. But it's a paper that I would say is passable, and I've had students who have gone through this paper, even students that have been able to prize win. One of my students in the sitting of I think in the last year's sitting, one of the last year's sitting, was a prize winner. And when I tried to really just appreciate what some of the processes that she went through to get to the prize winning, you'd appreciate that she went through the materials. For some of you that are maybe watching this and already time is constrained on you, I have several videos that I've actually made on the different topics for management decision and control. So you can be able to get these videos and they can help you. Why? Because you don't need to attend every class of the video. You don't have to attend every live class, but yours is to leverage on these videos that I've done to understand the topics. You can even replay to be able to play back and see how does this topic go and how can I be able to pick to understand the topic. For example, planning and control of inventory, understanding the different techniques of economic order quantity, optimum technology, and GI just in time. All those concepts are very key. And some of these, they may set them as calculations, but some of them they can set even theoretical. For example, just in time, or material resource planning, and so on. So a lot of things there. But I encourage you, go look at the syllabus and see what are the different topics and how far have I covered these topics. Do I have the notes for all these topics? Have I attended class? If I've not attended class, can I be able to access a video for this session? And can I be able to go through? And when I go through this, can I do I understand the concepts, or there are areas where I need support? And once I go to the past paper questions, am I able to transfer the knowledge gained in class to now be able to approach some of those questions? With that, I do believe that you build your confidence, and over time, that even when you get to the exam, uh, you at a better level than somebody who has not gone through those processes. So I just felt I should just come basically and share thoughts about this paper, and especially for those that are going to sit for this paper, or for anyone who is opting to do this paper, just to remind you that the paper is passable and all you need to understand are the techniques. And I would encourage you that go to class. If you're repeating this paper, revisit the class, and we usually have these classes at Achievers, which you can be able to join, and they can really be very helpful to you. So I believe that this is been helpful to you, and you can be able to pick on and see how to help yourself. So thank you so much for listening. If this is your first time to be on this YouTube channel, I encourage you to like and subscribe. I've done some videos that can be very helpful on this journey, and in case you need more videos, especially tutorials and videos for the different papers that you're doing, you can be able to reach out and we see how to support you. So thank you so much, and God bless you on this journey, and may you pass definitely. Bye bye.